Before getting started, it's best to know some basic copyright knowledge when it comes to using graphics. The easiest way to put this is just don't use images that don't belong to you or aren't marked as Creative Commons or public domain. Copyright law is meant to protect artists from unauthorized copying and usage of their work. If you use an artist's work without their permission, that is a violation of the copyright law and is considered copyright infringement. If you can't verify where an image is coming from, you should avoid using it, especially if you are planning to advertise or monetize your channel. The only time it's okay to use an image ripped from the web without verifying its copyright is only for personal use or practice. Let's go over some of the copyright terms you'll need to know. Attribution is when you give credit to an artist or creator of a work. Some works and licenses you will see will say, requires attribution. This means if you use this image, you will need to display certain details where you use that image. Usually, it's the title, author, source, and license name. Text can be small and underneath where the image is used. If an image says, no attribution required, you are not required to display that credit information where you use that image. Commercial use. You may see things like, for commercial use, which means you can incorporate the image within something that you might profit from, or even within an advertisement you created. If something is listed as non-commercial use only, you'll want to steer clear of using that unless you are using that image for personal use. Royalty-free. This refers to a work that may be used without the need to pay royalties or license fees for each use. When it comes to graphics, photographs, and illustrations, a royalty-free license allows a user to use that image without many restrictions based on paying a one-time fee to the creator or licensor of the work. Sometimes royalty-free images are even free and cost nothing to use, depending on the details of a website's license. So, a royalty-free image can be used in multiple projects without having to pay for additional licenses. Creative Commons. This is a free license for creators to use to allow their work to be used by the public. There are a bunch of variations on the Creative Commons license which can be viewed at the official Creative Commons website, creativecommons.com/licenses. Public Domain. This license refers to work that is not protected by copyright or trademark. The public actually owns these works, not an individual or artist. This happens when the rights on a work have expired or have been waived. Most websites that offer images for download will explain the license terms on their website somewhere, or even on each individual image page. Here's a list of some of my favorite websites. Pixabay.com. Free commercial use images for print and digital work. Attribution is not required and modifications are okay. Pixabay has photograph, vector style images, and even some video clips. They don't allow reselling of someone else's Pixabay work, portraying identifiable people in a bad way or offensive way, or using images with identifiable brands to create misleading association with that product or brand. Pexels.com. Free stock photos and videos by various creators. All photos and videos on Pexels are free to use, attribution is not required, and modification is okay. Unsplash.com. High-resolution photos for everyone, with similar license rules to Pixabay. Search.creativecommons.org. From the Creative Commons license creators themselves, with this site you can filter your results by license type, file type, and more. Pixneo.com. This site features photographs marked as public domain. There's a lot that is involved in copyright law, and there is actually a lot of variations of licenses out there. Make sure to either stick to the websites I mentioned or pay close attention to the licenses on other websites and images out there. Or, of course, if you make your own image entirely from scratch, you're good to go.